having that radical self-love truly lets you discover the best parts of yourself. It is unconditionally allowing you to explore your passions. Hey everyone, I'm Julia, and I'd like to share with you some of the things that I do to show myself self-love. I share a bunch of spiritual content, law of attraction. I'm diving more into self-love content very soon, including this video. So if you'd like to hear more about that, please like this video and subscribe for more. What has been the most impactful in my self-love journey, what literally changed my entire life, was radical self-love. And I learned this when I first was introduced to law of attraction, you know, the whole like attracts like thing. And I was in a really negative place, and I was like, okay, how am I gonna go from this negative place to attracting good things, to attracting positive things and things that I want, you know? And I realized radical self-love was the answer. Just like, no matter what mistakes I make, no matter how strong and negative the emotions that I'm feeling are, at the end of the day, I know that I love myself and I know that I'm there for myself. That was like the first thing that I had to learn as a part of my self-love journey. And I think it would be really helpful for you to express radical self-love, because it's just like literally no matter what. And that's what's radical about it, is that there is no logic to it. It's just literally there is no excuse for me not to love myself, because I'm alive and I'm in this body. I'm the one experiencing my life. I'm the one experiencing my personality. And having that radical self-love truly lets you discover the best parts of yourself. It is unconditionally allowing you to explore your passions. Find what you like and dive into that and fully own it. Fully own your personality, your characteristics, your desires, your beauty, what makes you unique. Fully own that, because there's only one of you, and the world deserves and you deserve to see the truest expression of your personality and your characteristics. A part of that radical self-love is learning to feel my body. Feel what my body needs, what my mind needs, what my soul and spirit and emotional well-being needs, and giving that to myself. That is hard to do if you're not in tune with your body, but as you develop your connection with your body, your mind, and your spirit, that will become so much easier for you. So listening to your intuition, listening to your body, and giving it what it needs. A part of that is giving my body rest when I need rest. I felt guilty being lazy. I was like, I've been lazy my whole life. Like, I need to be productive. I need to make moves on my life. I need to develop everything. But we are still human. No matter how much we want to be productive every single day, we just don't have the capacity to do that. We deserve rest. We literally need rest in order to build up more energy for those productive days. So giving yourself rest when you need rest. And sometimes we really need rest at inopportune times. So that means we have to learn to be flexible with our own personal goals. Of course, you know, if you have school assignments or if you have work projects with a due date, you can't really be as flexible with those. But with our personal life and our personal goals, we can definitely make a little bit more room to be flexible, especially because goals are kind of things that we set arbitrarily just according to our desires, and there's really no need for us to have solid goals unless there's something like a deadline to submit payment or something like that. That's a little bit different. What I mean by rest is essentially taking a break from anything that requires a high demand of energy. So whether that be physical energy or mental energy, it's kind of whatever you need a break from. And I also mean self-care as a part of rest, because self-care is really rejuvenating. It is rest. It restores our body, and some of the things that I like to do for rest and self-care, the number one thing that is kind of like a reset to my body is a shower, fresh sheets, and super comfortable pajamas. Those three things, I don't know what it is. I think it's the combination of the cleansing energy from the shower, the cleansing energy from the fresh sheets, and the comfort from my fresh PJs. It's just like I literally feel like a whole new person, and I feel like a goddess when I have all three of those. I also combine that with something else like watching anime. That really brings me back to my inner child, since I've always liked anime, or reading spirituality books, listening to a podcast. I also have been taking some online classes, and those are just kind of do at your own pace, so I don't feel any stress in doing those. I like to do those when I'm quote unquote resting from everything else, because I really enjoy those. So even though that's not like a traditional version of what you would think rest is, it still, for me, is a form of rest. So you could just kind of think about those things and think about what in your life you feel kind of rejuvenated from when you do. Another thing that I do for my own self-love is kind of the opposite of rest. It is pushing myself out of my comfort zone, because we can't grow without just a little bit of stress, like a healthy amount of stress. It's like when you go to the gym, the reason why you're building muscle from doing strength training is because you are literally putting more stress on your muscles. It's causing tiny, tiny, tiny little like tears in your muscle, and then they rebuild stronger. And that is kind of how our own personal growth and personal development acts out as well. And this is usually like the toughest version of self-love, because the things that I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone to do, I usually, would be more comfortable not doing, or in a sense, sometimes there's a part of me that doesn't want to do these things. So it's kind of like going on autopilot and letting my higher self take over and just saying, no, you're gonna do these things because it is going to benefit you. You're gonna grow and you're gonna learn so much from doing this. I find with like wanting to be in my comfort zone, and the same with like procrastinating, is usually because I'm avoiding the anticipation of the action. I'm avoiding like the start of the action. But once I get into the flow of doing it, I feel significantly better. And once I complete and accomplish whatever, the task was or whatever the project was, I literally feel so proud of myself. And that's another thing, is recognizing when you make accomplishments, being proud of yourself, giving yourself credit, being thankful, being appreciative that you are accomplishing these things, really, diving into the positives of your actions and diving into the positives of your own personality. At the end of the day, self-love is just about how you want to express it, how you feel it, how you find your love within yourself. What makes you realize, wow, I love myself. I love being like this. I love being happy. I love being able to be creative. Like, what are the things that light you up? What are the things that make you feel whole, loved, worthy, complete? That is where you're going to discover your self-love from your inner like highest desires and characteristics and everything. And I want to say, if you ever find yourself in a place where you don't feel loved, that's okay to feel the sadness. But once you get to a point where you've felt your feelings, then it's really important for you to do things that you like, to do something that you love, that takes your mind off of it and that brings you back to the place of realizing there is love in this world and I love myself first and foremost. That is such a powerful thing to be able to do when we take ourselves out of our negative feelings, out of our sadness, and when we bring ourselves into an experience that lights us up, that brings us joy. And you know, that's why I made this video, because I wasn't feeling 100%. I was feeling kind of off earlier, and I was like, you know what? I've been thinking about doing a self-love video, and I need self-love right now. And I love making videos, and you know, it's just something as simple as that can really bring you back to you know, like bring you back to your normal self or your next level self or whatever you want to call it, you know. And it's just beautiful when we have the kindness in our hearts and the compassion and gentleness for ourselves to let ourselves just fall into something that we love. I could literally talk about self-love all day, so I think I will leave it at that, but I'm definitely going to be making more videos on self-love, so leave a comment with something you thought was interesting, or if you have something that you would like to see in a future video. That really helps me kind of discover what is helpful to people and what people want more of. But I also want to say I'm really, really proud of you. Like, I'm so proud of you that you are on this self-love journey and that you have even, you know, Googled the phrase self-love, because it is so powerful when people find that in themselves. It is so beautiful, magical, amazing when people truly discover the best parts of themselves. So I'm really proud of you, and I love that for you. Like, I do. I know that sounds corny, but I love that for you. But I will see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye.